In a modern age of exponential technological growth and innovation, Elon Musk, a South African entrepreneur, is leading the world in tackling a new problem: sustainability.
Sustainability means that things can keep going, can sustain themselves, can continue into the future and go on forever. From a human perspective, sustainability for our planet means that it can continue to do what it was designed to do: provide fresh air, clean water, produce food, and allow us all to have a high quality of life
As the
forever.
world's population increases, it runs into the issue of providing for every person. It's not as simple as just scaling up the world's current infrastructure. Other issues arise from that. A larger scale means a larger impact on the area around it. On the planet, there's only a finite amount of material available to be used. After that, it's all gone. There are many companies and people that dedicate their efforts to finding a way to create a sustainable future. Elon Musk, a South African immigrant, is one such man. He is the founder of SpaceX, a company dedicated to building reusable rockets and potentially colonizing other planets, namely Mars. He is also the founder of an electric car company, Tesla, along with being chairman for Solar City, a solar energy company, and finally, he is the proposer of a new form of transportation, the Hyperloop, a type of air tube travel system. Elon Musk, with $100 million from his previous startup companies, decided to start his third company, SpaceX, after NASA chose his company from 20 different proposals. Musk has always been fascinated with space and wanted to make some huge strides in space exploration. Musk once said in an interview, "The key thing for me is to develop the technology to transport large numbers of people and cargo to Mars. That's the ultimate awesome thing." He is a pioneer in the sustainability of the future of space. He not only has a vision of a full colony on Mars, but also is working on a cheaper and reusable rocket for missions to the ISS and Mars. This rocket project is called Falcon 9, and although it is not finished, significant progress has been made. One of their main focuses on making this rocket sustainable and cheap is by landing the base of the rockets on a landing pad, allowing it to be reused. In previous NASA trips, the base of the rocket was dropped into the bottom of the ocean only to be lost to the sea. The Falcon 9 is a two-stage rocket currently in development by NASA-funded SpaceX. The first stage is made from alloy tanks containing liquid oxygen and 9 Merlin engines. The Merlin engine is SpaceX's most productive and best rocket engine. The engine has the best power for its weight compared to all other rocket engines. The Falcon 9 also has the most reliable first stage on a rocket to date. Even if 2 engines in the first stage fail, the other 7 can still complete the mission. Between the first stage and the second stage is an interstage. The interstage uses an all-pneumatic stage for low shock, which creates a higher reliability and allows it to be tested on the ground. The second stage was made for reliability as well, with the same body design as the first stage, but with a singular Merlin engine. This engine can restart multiple times in case of failure to deliver the rocket to orbit. The rocket's payload is usually cargo from the space station, satellites, or the Dragon shuttle. The Falcon has successfully launched into orbit 5 times as of April 27, 2015.
Elon, what kind of crazy dream would persuade you to think of trying to take on the auto industry and build an all-electric car?
Well, it goes back to when I was in university. I thought about what are the problems that are most likely to affect the future of the world or future of humanity. I think it's extremely important that we have sustainable transport and sustainable energy production. That sort of overall sustainable energy problem is the biggest problem that we have to solve this century, independent of environmental concerns. In fact, even if producing CO2 is good for the environment, given that we're going to run out of hydrocarbons, we need to find some sustainable means of operating.
But most of American electricity comes from burning fossil fuels. How can an electric car that plugs into that electricity help?
Right. There's 2 elements to that answer. One is that even if you take the same source fuel and produce power at the power plant and use it to charge electric cars, you're still better off. So if you take, say, natural gas, which seems the most prevalent hydrocarbon source fuel, if you burn that in a modern General Electric natural gas turbine, you'll get about 60% efficiency. If you put that same fuel in an internal combustion engine car, you get about 20% efficiency. And the reason is, in the stationary power plant, you can afford to have something that weighs a lot more, is voluminous, and you can take the waste heat and run a steam turbine and generate a secondary power source. So, in effect, even if you take in transmission losses into account and everything, even using the same source fuel, you're at least twice as better off charging an electric car than burning it at the power plant.
That scale delivers efficiency.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. And then the other point is we have to have sustainable means of power generation anyway, electricity generation. So given that we have to solve sustainable electricity generation, then it makes sense for us to have electric cars as the mode of transport.
Elon Musk is accredited as one of the co-founders of Tesla Motors, a company involved in design and manufacturing of electric cars. He joined the company in 2004 to help aid in getting investors into the company and became the chairman of its board of directors. He acted as head of research and design of the Tesla Roadster, the first car to be produced from the company. The Roadster was an all-electric sports car, the first of its kind to be mass-produced in the United States. Its original range was over 200 miles on just a single charge. Built off the Lotus Elise frame, the Roadster went through 4 generations and was sold up until the end of 2012, when the company ran out of frames. The Roadster won numerous awards for both its environmental and design aspects. Being that it was an all-electric car, its fuel costs were much lower than the average sedan. In 2014, the average cost per mile of an average sedan was 13 cents, whereas the Roadster was only equivalent to a little above 1 penny. Tesla Motors unveiled their second car in March of 2009. Following the Roadster's all-electric aspect, they launched the Tesla Model S, a sedan. The Model S was Tesla's mid-range, more available electric car. It had a range of over 265 miles on a single charge, topping its predecessor. The Model S again won numerous awards for its design, safety, and environmental impact. Among them, it earned Time's Best Invention of 2012, Car of the Year for 2012, and 2013 Automobile of the Year. The car won numerous safety awards alongside actually breaking one of the safety machines. In 2013, the vehicle's safety was called into question when it caught fire after an accident. However, according to Tesla's press release, there was no need for concern. Tesla was quoted as saying, "The vehicle impacted a roundabout at 110 miles per hour, sheared off 15 feet of concrete curb wall, tore off the left front wheel, smashed through an 8-foot-tall buttressed concrete wall on the other side of the road, tore off its right front wheel, and finally ended by crashing into a tree." The driver inside walked away with no permanent injuries, and then finally 5 minutes later the car caught on fire. Besides being extraordinarily safe, in 2014 it was ranked the best environmental performer in full-size cars, and also the World Green Car 2013 at New York International Motor Show.
Tesla developed this supercharging technology, which is the most advanced charging technology in the world. This is something that allows you to make a brief stop at one of our Tesla supercharger stations, charge your car very quickly, and be on your way. Something that's unique about the supercharger is that it's free. It's not just free now, it's free forever. The number of Tesla supercharging stations is increasing dramatically. By the end of next month, we will have tripled the number of stations since the beginning of the year. Within 6 months, we will have covered most of the major metro areas of North America. A year from now, we will have covered 80% of the North American population, and within 2 years, over 98%. So by buying a Tesla, you essentially have free long-distance travel throughout the country forever. And we're also improving the supercharging technology itself to cut the charge time in half. So previously, people were spending upwards of 45 minutes with the supercharging technology. Now a stop will only take you about 20 to 22 minutes. So the Tesla supercharging system will allow you to do the ultimate road trip. You can travel across the country and just pack some food, stay with friends, and leave your wallet at home.
Alongside the Model S, Tesla Motors unveiled the Supercharger Network, an ambitious project that would allow Teslas to cross the country for free. The network is made up of charging stations dedicated to quickly charging any Tesla, whether it be the Roadster, Model S, or any future model. Each station charges to about 80% in 30 minutes, giving you enough time to rest, stretch your legs, and grab a bite to eat in the meantime. Not only that, but charging at the stations is free. The superchargers enable a more sustainable way to travel. It costs both you and the environment less. Some stations even have solar canopies above them that power the station, relying less on the local area's power grid. Currently, there are over 400 stations with a total of over 2,000 actual chargers, and by the end of 2015, Tesla plans to have over 800 stations available. Along with superchargers, they are planning to offer a battery swapping service, eliminating the charge time altogether. Teslas also have a defining feature that sets them apart from other vehicles. They get updates much like a phone or computer would. Instead of having to get a new model each year, all Teslas get software updates that add new features. One of their recent updates included a feature that would automatically warn you if you were too far from a supercharger on your current charge, eliminating your range anxiety. The update gives a more accurate range of your current charge and will guide you to the nearest charging station when you get too low. Not only that, but it can also plan trips that link chargers together, preventing you from potentially completely draining your battery. Another future update over the summer is supposed to add a basic autopilot for highways. However, it will only work on highways for the time being, but Tesla has more features planned for it. Diverting from the usual automobile-oriented projects, Tesla Motors unveiled the Powerwall, a home battery system powered by solar panels. The Powerwall has two major purposes. It allows for a more efficient use of energy during the day when less is used, and also provides a backup in case of power outage due to a storm. The battery stores excess solar energy gathered during the day when solar panels produce the most, to be later used in the evening or morning when energy use is typically higher. This helps create a more sustainable power source. It lessens the demand on power plants and also helps lower your own utility bill. Whereas the most current generation home batteries are bulky, expensive, and difficult to install, the Powerwall is simple to install and totally automated. Not only that, but if more than one is needed for a building, up to 9 batteries can be installed together as one. The Powerwall connects two of Elon's companies together, Tesla and SolarCity. Through SolarCity, a person can have solar panels installed in their house, both lowering the utility bill and becoming more environmentally friendly. In order to support the demand for Tesla's superchargers and batteries, Elon Musk unveiled the Gigafactory. Following in Tesla's previous environmentally friendly steps, the factory's goal is to be powered totally by renewable sources and require no outside sources. The Gigafactory is supposed to begin production in 2017 and be finished by 2020. Currently, in 2014, there are only approximately 35,000 vehicles produced, but by 2020, the Gigafactory will output over 500,000 vehicles a year. Besides just producing the battery packs, the factory also acts as a massive recycling plant. Old vehicles will be delivered back to the plant where they are broken down and can be reused later. Another benefit of the Gigafactory is that it is supposed to bring the average expense of each battery down by 30%. Gigafactory isn't just supposed to be a cool name, it describes just how massive the factory is. The Gigafactory is an over 10 million square foot factory taking up approximately 1,000 acres dedicated to producing the world's supply of battery packs. For just the groundwork, they need to move 340,000 cubic yards of dirt, or the equivalent of 200 dump trucks a day for over 4 months straight.
What is the theoretically fastest way that you could get from LA to San Francisco? It can never crash. It is immune to weather.
The Hyperloop, is something that would go effectively faster than the speed of sound.
Elon Musk has been talking about Hyperloop for a while, in the vaguest possible terms. Until now, because he's released a 57-page document outlining his plans. If you're not familiar with Musk, he's been involved or come up with PayPal, Tesla electronic cars, the SpaceX program, which came up with the world's first reusable rockets, and designed the Falcon rocket system for NASA. He's invested heavily in solar energy. Basically, he's had more good ideas than I've had hot dinners. And his plans for Hyperloop would involve linking two urban areas, probably no more than 1,500 kilometers apart, with a low-pressure pneumatic tube-type system, sending pods carrying people from town to town at close to sonic velocity.
Elon Musk's crazy ideas once again may become reality. Hyperloop is a proposed fifth mode of transportation. It sports long reduced pressured tubes with pressurized passenger cars riding on air skis. There are many advantages to the system, such as 24-hour usage, powered completely by electricity, and speeds excess of 800 miles per hour. Hyperloop is closed off from the weather, and it can be placed above the ground or below it. While this is only a side project for Musk, there are plenty of bright scientists and engineers working on the project in their free time. With all these brilliant people working on this project, theory could become reality. However, many critics have risen to fight Hyperloop's construction in California. They believe there are a few problems that must be dealt with before it could become a possibility. First, the critics believe that the proposed $6 billion production cost was low. With the use of underdeveloped technology and trouble purchasing land, the starting idea had a few flaws. Another problem is how comfortable the passengers will be while riding the Hyperloop, especially the force felt from acceleration. With proposed designs, most of the force will be felt as the Hyperloop enters into a turn. These forces will most likely be around 1/2 a g-force, which is only half the force you feel every day due to gravity. While the cost is the biggest issue, Elon and Hyperloop transportation technologies have made some significant improvements to the original design, such as ferry cars and having the track powered with solar panels. Finally, as of 2015, Elon Musk decided he was going to build a privately funded Hyperloop test track in Texas. He plans on allowing engineers and future students to use the track to test their designs.
Elon Musk is a true pioneer for a sustainable future. Musk has spent his life's work on founding companies that not only benefit our current generation, but future ones to come. Through SpaceX, Musk has helped produce some of the world's first reusable rockets. Through Tesla, Musk has developed completely electric cars that can compete with and exceed other cars in their class. And through Hyperloop, Musk has unveiled a plan to develop a new form of quick, safe, and cheap transportation.